I'm just doing a late night kind of deal here. How you doing? Lost 2 more fucking subs. Awesome. Wonder where all the subs are dropping to, you know? Why are these bastards all of a sudden hating? All the subs are dropping. Should I fix this shit? There we go. Fix that little problem. Oh, for fuck's sake, no. Damn. I guess I gotta lower it? What the fuck? Sorry about that. The green screen wasn't cooperating. Well, clickety click clack click. Without further ado, I'll get to the Arbizzo. Until somebody shows up, until then, you know, I'll just do that. Why is it doing that? Let's see. What the fuck is going on here? Man. Well, that's fucking bullshit. I'm trying to fucking do this, but... Wow.
George Bell in the Kingdom of Nye. From west of the Rockies, dial 1-800-618-8255. East of the Rockies, 1-800-825-5033. First-time callers may recharge at 1-775-727-1222. Or use the wildcard line at 1
Yo, BFG, what's the dealio, brother?
727-1295.
Good morning. Ghost Stories. Running with the night. This night, Halloween 2001, I'm Art Bell. Only if you have the scariest ghost stories should you call. Because that's all we're accepting. Stand your hair up on the back of the neck kind of ghost stories. In addition to that, I would like to announce we have 2 new pages of ghost photographs. And if you would like to give it up...
Oh, cool. What kind of meat you making it from?
I mean that ghost photograph you've been hanging on to all these years. Why, I've got a way for you to finally release it on the world. Send it to my webmaster. That would be webmaster@artbell.com, and we'll get it posted. We are accepting ghost stories as of right now on the web. Send it to webmaster@artbell.com, and like the stories, only the very best photographs get posted.
Ah.
So go to your computers and let's see what we get.
Have you tried moose jerky? That was pretty good.
And we indeed run back into the night. On the first-time caller line, you are on the air. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay. What is your first name and where are you?
My name's Melanie, and I live in Atlanta, Georgia.
Melanie. Okay, very good. Welcome.
Thank you. Well, let me get started.
Oh shit!
Here.
Back when I used to eat meat, man. I highly recommend it.
Extraordinary evening, the night that you had a guest, Dr. Evelyn Paglini. Is that how you pronounce it?
Very, very
It
good.
is indeed.
Like I don't know if you tried caribou, maybe.
I live on the East Coast, and I
But
went to bed.
moose and
very
caribou
late. Your
taste the
show runs
same.
very late here.
Yes, it
And
does.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot you're in Cali. Yeah. You might have to get it. Yeah, try ordering it from Canada if you can.
And I was very tired. I immediately went to bed. And,
I don't even know where the fuck you would find it though. You'd have to look pretty hard.
Alerted. There's a term. There is something you call shadow people on your website. I've never heard that term before, but I've always called them angels. I've had this happen to me before. And what you call shadow people were running across my bed.
I got some good old finger hash
bathroom,
on the tip of
which
here.
was lit up. It wasn't bright.
Just a big old fucking ball of
They're
res.
angels. If they're dark, now the shadow people, as represented
Oh,
on
okay,
the
I did-
website, are
Deer was
but they're all
way too wild
dark.
tasting for me personally.
Were
But
these things that you saw, Doc?
I wasn't a big deer fan.
Yes, they were, but I don't get into dark. I don't get into the dark part of it.
Gotcha. Okay. So you thought of them as angels,
Yes.
and they'd run across you into the bathroom?
In front of my bed. They were running in front of my bed into my bathroom. I live in a very small apartment, and let me just mention that I do live on my own. I'm a single female. Okay, so I was alerted. My apartment wasn't bright. It was
Maybe they all have little teeny weeny pea-sized bladders.
Pardon me?
Maybe they all have teeny weeny pea-sized bladders.
Well, I don't think that's what they were doing.
But
yet.
they were running and they were headed to your bathroom, right?
Yes, they were. But I don't think that's what they were doing. I just think that they like to come
Holy, this
down
dumb bitch can't even take a
and
joke. Fuck.
be with me, because I've had this happen before.
Yes.
Okay. So, I was alerted, my consciousness was alerted, but I was still in a sound sleep, and I wanted to wake up. I was frightened because I really thought there was a human being in my apartment. Okay? A being that I live on my own. I could not wake up, and they kept on running, and, they were having a party in my apartment. And eventually, like I said, I went to bed between 4:30 and 5 that morning. I eventually woke up.
Clickety
It
clack.
was very hard for me to wake up. They did not want me to wake up. But eventually I woke up. I went and got a kitchen knife out of my kitchen, and I put it on my nightstand. Went back to bed. Woke up the following afternoon between 12 and 12:30.
So you mean you would have sliced up one of these little bundles of joy?
Well, I wouldn't have sliced them up. If there was a human being, I would have sliced the human being
I
up.
see. All right.
Okay?
Yes.
So,
Okay.
It was so real.
Ooh,
I
she means
actually thought
business.
that there could be an intruder in my apartment. That's how real.
I've
this
got the
situation-
feeling, right? Understand.
Okay. So I don't use an alarm clock. I'm very regular. I wake up between
Oh, cool.
12 and 12:30 every afternoon. I work in the evenings.
I guess they had to fix some
I
some
look
shit as
at
usual, I
my,
guess, whatever.
Clock on my nightstand to see how much longer I can sleep before.
It's good. It's good because it goes to show that they understand that they're making a lot of
So I get
sales on console as well. So
12:30 the following day, I go to my kitchen.
Might as well keep
to make
upgrading on
some
console.
Coffee, and I notice my clock radio in my kitchen is blinking. Okay, so the power went out.
Right.
I'm waiting for my coffee to brew. I get
Oh,
my
excuse me.
coffee. I go back into my room where my computer is, because that's what I do in the morning.
That's
I get
awesome,
my
man. The
coffee
game's still
and
worth it, you know what I mean?
play on my computer, and I notice the clock radio next to my computer is blinking. Okay?
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
Now remember, I woke up.
I think I'm already in the middle of
the
this
clock
tournament, too.
on my nightstand was not blinking.
Yeah, you're right. So,
Let me get. Well, hold on.
Fuck, I got bit by something, so
I
it's
get on
like...
my computer.
I don't know if you can see that. My elbow's all fucking fucked
safe
up.
mode.
safe mode.
Got big...
Safe mode.
For the you non-computer
Some
people,
cyst
that means
just
that
appeared
if
on my
they
arm out of
have,
nowhere.
Lost
Fuck.
power and tried to reboot. And
I don't know if that's
reboot some
healthy
safe
or
mode.
not.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Look at that shit.
Okay.
What the fuck,
It
man?
usually reboots. It's very rare that
If it's still there
goes
tomorrow, I
on
might go to the
safe mode.
hospital.
It'll just reboot itself.
Yep, I understand.
Okay. And the day on my computer.
Oh, that's awesome,
the
man.
day
So at least
Evelyn
that's
Hudson
good.
Was on your show was, I believe,
Certain
a
attachments
Thursday.
work well with
Okay, so that Friday,
with other
the day
attachments
my
and shit like that.
computer was changed to Saturday.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, really.
And it has, what started it all, Mr. Bell, was the night that you did your experience.
Yeah, I'm not
your
too sure what the fuck it
experiment
is, man.
with Rush Limbaugh.
I'm sure you can see it, but it's like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Meditated on something like that, and I'd say a good 3 years.
Just appeared out of nowhere.
You know what that does, yeah. It opens
If you
the
can see
door.
that,
Got
it's like...
right. All right, thank you
Like,
very much.
it's kind of
I
noticeable.
appreciate
Fuck,
the
it looks like a
story.
golf ball sticking out of my fucking arm.
Yes, well, the combination of your participation in the experiment and listening to Evelyn Paglini.
I might have to get it drained, but I'm not going to
being in
hospital.
the
Fuck
state
that, I'll just
you
drain
were
it
in
myself.
Without getting a lot
My
of
buddy used to
sleep.
do
Really
steroids, so
had
he has all these
totally open to this sort of thing.
brand new needles, not used yet, but they're still in package, and
Now,
I'll just
bear
take
in
one of those
mind,
fucking things and
everybody,
stab
that,
it.
Generally, when there is a ghost
Hopefully it just fucking
scene,
squirts out or whatever.
if you are able to record it, you will record a significant electromagnetic phenomena associated with an appearance or an occurrence. And a sufficiently large electromagnetic phenomena would affect the electrical circuits that surround you. Bear in mind, you know, the way it happened. First one room, and then another room, then back to the other room. The strange wild card line, you're on the air.
Morning, Art. Happy Halloween.
And same to you, sir.
This is Paul, say from
Oh.
Central Illinois.
Okay.
Sorry, I gotta take out the disc here.
I'm a sheriff's deputy, and
Well, you are.
yes, until a few weeks ago, I worked the midnight shift.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I bought our first house last August. A nice, like a 70-year-old house, in good shape and things like that.
Oh fuck, those are huge upgrades for DayZ, man.
September 8th or
Those
so,
are awesome patches.
I come home from work, and now my wife, she's a paramedic. She works
Now they just need to
24-hour
work on the
shifts,
fucking vehicles,
on
and
that night she
we're
was
golden, baby.
There hasn't been anybody home.
That would be back in what we call September 8th, back in the normal times. Huh?
Yes.
The last of the normal times.
Right, that's what makes it easy to remember.
Sure.
My wife, she was working that night, so her car was gone. There shouldn't have been anybody home.
Holy
I came
fuck,
home
this
for
stupid
a
golf ball in my
dinner break
elbow.
about 3 o'clock in the morning or so. And I walked in the door, came in the house through the kitchen. As I come in the kitchen, I see the silhouette of a person standing there by the kitchen sink.
That's actually good news, man, for DayZ.
Remembering I was on duty, of course, the first thing I did, seeing a strange person in my house, was to draw my pistol and point it at this person and tell them to show me their hands.
I'm sure.
Well, there was a little bit of light coming in through the window, from the street light, and this person kind of slowly turned her head and looked at me, and I see it's this little old lady, and there was you kind of get that strange feeling, and you start noticing that she was a little bit translucent.
Oh, really?
So I felt kind of silly pointing my pistol at her when I realized what it must be that was going on. So the first thing I could think of to say was, what do you want? And
Boy, that's pretty good. You know, some people in your position might have fired that gun. I mean, just out of absolute heart-stopping fright, they might have fired that gun.
it probably wouldn't have done a whole lot of good. I think she was already beyond the point that my pistol could have hurt her very much.
Good that you could realize that. Man.
Anyhow, she looked at me, and she just had this, if you can imagine, a little old lady who's kind of ornery and just knows that she's pulling the best trick in the world on somebody. She just had that kind of bemused, old lady, ornery look on her face.
Oh.
And so, like I said, I asked her what do you want, and she just kind of grinned at me and then faded out and disappeared. And I haven't seen her since then, she doesn't, you know, move things around in my house or anything. The only thing that ever happens that might be out of the ordinary is every once in a while, you know, if my wife and I are in the living room watching television or something, we have a dog. And there's been a few times that she goes in the kitchen, because that's where her food dish is, and she's not the kind of dog that spooks easy. She loves people, and, you know, nothing really scares her too much. But she'll be in the kitchen, and we'll just hear her let out a little yip, and then she'll just come running back in the living room and cower at our feet.
Sure.
And whenever she does that, I just imagine that kind of hungry look on my old lady's face, and figure she's just playing tricks on my dog. And as long as that's all she does, I guess it doesn't really bother me a whole lot.
Well, I understand. Nevertheless, what do you think you saw?
That's awesome that Daisy got some upgrades.
Well, and I'm sure it was a ghost. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind about that. I wasn't dreaming. I wasn't asleep. I'd been at work, you know.
I've got you. All right. Thank you so much for the story. Take care. Deputy Sheriff. And of course,
oh yeah, these
seeing
greens
is
are
believing.
fucking horrible.
Once
What am I
you have
doing
seen
here?
as that man saw, you will believe. You will never doubt again. You will always know that that there is something over on the other side. Whether that's to be your destination or not, you cannot know until your time has come. But there is certainly something there, something that can come through. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, sir.
I'm on the air?
Yes.
Hi, Art.
Your name is?
My name's Dave.
Dave. Hi, Dave.
Hi. I'm from Canal, Winchester, Ohio.
Okay.
I just want to start by saying this story began and ended on Halloween night, and it's a pretty scary one, I think.
Okay.
Let me just start by saying I was in college. I was dorming with a few friends off campus at an apartment, and about half a mile down the road was a house that I suspected to be haunted. I don't, you know, I've seen ghosts before and things like that, which is a whole different story. But I just felt that this house was haunted, just from the way it looked, things that were going on. Nothing actually was going on there.
Shit.
You've never seen anybody.
Took a fucking wrong fucking hit again. You're fucking kidding me. The same exact shit that I just fucking did, man.
A curtain up in the high window that on occasion was drawn slightly.
This was an unoccupied.
Oh, fuck off.
occupied
You
house?
gotta be kidding fucking me,
I had
man.
asked neighbors and other people if they'd seen anybody live there. They said no. It looked
What?
like someone lived there.
What?
I always kind of live near what I would always think of as a haunted house. You know what they look like. We all
Right.
do.
Well,
Seen the movies.
What the
yeah, it just seemed haunted. No, you never seen any people. You asked neighbors.
Fucking
They never
squished
seen any
him.
people. I don't know.
So did you finally decide to
What the
investigate?
fuck, man? I'm already getting
On
fucked
Halloween
over. Are
night,
you fucking kidding me, man?
I convinced some friends. Actually, my girlfriend, who's now I'm getting married to.
That's probably gonna go way the fuck
She's
over it.
marrying
No?
you?
Okay.
Yeah, this happened 9 years ago.
Well, I guess if you could talk her into doing that.
Yes.
Anyway, proceed.
I coaxed her and another couple to, let's go down there. It's Halloween night. Let's see if anything happens. So we take a walk. This house sat right.
Wow, this is fucking
on a
disgusting,
street,
man. I don't know what the
pretty
fuck
large
else to do
street,
here.
And right across it, right, it was on. There was a bridge there.
If you want to fucking just punch this fucking game
And
in. And I can't punch the game.
But nobody was.
It's a digital download.
Nobody had the guts to get too close to the house. We just wouldn't do it.
What is this? A fucking
Halloween. Halloween.
A fucking
I
quad?
had convinced them that it was haunted. So what we decided to do is go across the bridge to the other side of the street, take a walk behind.
Fuck this shitty ass
pretty far
fucking
away,
garbage course,
sit there
man.
and kind of just check things out, see if anything happens.
Yes.
Oh, nothing happened. So we're kind of, well, what are we gonna do now? Let's take a walk down the creek a little while. Maybe 150 feet, getting past the house, we noticed something across the other side of the house. It looks like there's a shack there.
Right.
And we're like, wow, look at that, there's a shack back in the woods. So we all start to approach it, and it appears that someone's sitting inside the shack, actually in the door opening, sitting on the stool with a shotgun in their hand. This is on Halloween night at, 12 o'clock at night. It's midnight.
With a shotgun.
Yeah, it looks like someone's sitting there with a shotgun.
Mm-hmm. We,
of course, take off. We run.
Gotcha.
And we catch our breath and we say, I think we just were seeing things, there was nothing there. It's dark out. you know, let's go back. Let's go back and see if that really was a shack there. So we do. We go back, and we still see the shack. It doesn't look like the door's open now. So I decide, well, me and the guy, friend of the girl, stay behind. And we decide to venture and see what's going on. The closer we get to this shack, it just vanishes.
The shack vanishes?
The closer we get, it just starts to...
Missed out.
Precipitate.
It's gone. There's nothing there. I mean, now we're there where it would be.
Ah, I went fast, you fucking cocksucker.
Holy mackerel.
The only thing...
Yes?
Exactly at that same moment that we realize the shack isn't there, there's a graveyard of cars. And when I say a graveyard of cars, it was like a... Well, let me just tell you that the cars that were there had to be, I don't know, we didn't count them, but there was 30 to 50 Corvairs.
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 A lot of
Considered
Corvairs
to be the most deadliest cars ever.
A lot of Corvairs died.
They weren't like crashed or anything. They were just there, you know. They were like
oh, fuck off, you
weathered,
fucking bastard.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
they were weathered. It looked like vandals had maybe busted out windows, things like that.
This is too weird, and you're telling me this...
That's not even hard enough, I think. Look at that shit, you fucking cunt liquor. Like, fuck off.
Hey, come over, see this. Everybody, see, we're all there now. You know, there's 4 of us, well, including me. And we're standing on top of now cars. 4 bears. They're all 4 bears.
Uh-huh.
They're not damaged at all, other than just look like they had been there for 50 years or however long they were made, you know?
Right.
There was just 2 different cars there, though. And they weren't like that. They were totaled. What you could say was fatal crashes. They were totaled, and I remember what they were, because we were like, there was a Toyota Love Truck. Do you remember those?
Yes, I do.
There was a Toyota Love Truck and some kind of Subaru, and they were crushed to what you would consider to be fatal crashes.
Right.
Corvairs were fine. They were just there. That freaked us out pretty good, you know. We're like, but nothing really that I would say supernatural happened. This was Halloween night. That happened. The night did kind of seem kind of spooky, but that happens on Halloween.
I'd say it's pretty supernatural if a shack completely disappears and a graveyard of cars appears.
Yeah, that's not the end of the story.
Okay, go ahead.
About 9 months later, maybe 9 to 10 months later, it's beginning to be fall.
I'm fucking sick of this fucking cocksucking game, man. Why do I go live? Why the fuck do I go live, man?
I had told lots of people about the story.
Just to fucking get mad? Like, come on, man. There's more to life than this shit.
They were there. I mean, we went back again during the daylight.
Just go live to show how fucking dumb I am? Like,
all right.
Hey, everybody. That's how fucking stupid I am.
Okay.
Come join the fucking idiot club.
About 9 months later, a friend of mine tells me that he's seen a bunch of Corvairs parked around that house. And I was like, are you kidding me? You know, what are you talking about? He said, man, I just drove by there, you know, an hour ago, and I seen a bunch of Corvairs parked around that house you were talking about.
Yes, I did.
So I decided to grab a friend of mine, and we went out there.
I might pull out of this tournament.
And
that's what I did last time.
Totally.
That guy's minus 18. I'm even. There's no fucking way.
We have no more time.
Is there no more time?
Is there a punchline here?
No, I'm just telling the story.
Okay, so it was all gone then.
Pretty much.
I appreciate the call, sir. That was paranormal, definitely. Things don't disappear and then become something else. Guys with shotguns in cabins don't disappear. This is Ghost to Ghost AM.
Oh, fuck off, you fucking cunt. I don't even know why the fuck it's doing this. It's not what I wanted to do.
In the Kingdom of Nye, from west of the Rockies at 1-800-618-8255. East of the Rockies, 1-800-825-5033. Ghost time callers may reach Art at 1-775-727-1222. And the wildcard line is open at 1-775-727-1295. To reach Art on the toll-free international line, call your AT&T operator and have them dial 800-893-0903. This is Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell from the Kingdom of Nye.
You know, Crystal Gale's making this song available to you on my website, free of charge. Actually, her website, we've got the link on my page. Want a free copy, CD quality? It's there.
Midnight in the desert.
Oh, fuck, ain't nobody wanna listen to this bitch's shit.
I've been looking for the answer,
But you ain't gonna find it.
As the world we live in, are we heeding all the signs? Have we lost our intuition? Are we running out of time? Midnight in the desert.
What the fucking cocksucker? Why is it going that way, man?
Good morning from the high desert.
Midnight in the desert. I don't like your song there, ladies. Sorry, but I just wasn't feeling it.
Curious what it's going to be like when you die. Stick around tonight to
Oh
you
my
may well
fucking
get a
goodness.
Just a glimpse of what it may be like. First time caller line, you're on the air. Hi.
Hi, Art. This is Alan calling. Art, I've listened to your show a few times, I guess, and I've wondered occasionally which one of the calls were real, which ones weren't.
Fucking cunt.
But,
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't know, are you real?
Well, I'll tell you a story.
First of all, turn your radio off.
I thought it was
No, and I can't continue with the call if you don't. So.
okay. I guess it began when I was 6 years old. I would swear there was something in my closet. I would watch my closet doors, okay? I knew the exact width of that my closet door was open.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
It began this way. Night after night after night, I would watch it. One morning, the closet doors were completely open. I questioned everybody in the house. No one had touched it. Okay, this is how it began. Secondly, I had
I still
one of the
fucking get
things
fucked
I
over.
learned from your program was an out-of-body experience. I was frozen on my bed. Okay, I was tingling all over, and I could not move, and I was scared to death, and I just began praying to Jesus, please, Jesus, please.
It's a precursor to an out-of-body experience.
Well, I also did the same thing with the door to my room. It was the closet door and my door to the room that I would watch, and there would be a crack in the door, and I would watch that crack.
Oh, you
every
bastard.
10 minutes. I would look at it.
Why?
I felt like there was something outside there.
You mean
Oh my
inside the closet?
goodness.
Inside the closet and also outside the room, outside the bedroom.
Oh, I see.
I gotta fucking hit it up.
Once again, one evening, that door, every time I looked at it, it seemed like it would be a quarter-inch or a half-inch wider. And it got to the point where it was about 2 inches to 3 inches wide. And at one
Look at
night,
this
that was
fucking
happening,
garbage,
and I
man.
couldn't move.
Fuck off, you fucking bullshit.
And I started to
Holy
look at the
fuck,
door.
fuck, fuck, fuck.
So help me, Jesus Christ, as He is my Lord. The door started to have a light green color around the background of it,
Yes.
like the light from behind it,
Yes.
and a mist around it. And I got up out of bed because I had been released from this hold that I used to call it. It was just a hold. And I approached the door, and as my hand reached out to touch the door, praying to God the whole time, the door fell backwards away.
What the fuck's he doing this
Fell
shooting this shit?
backwards away.
Right.
And I ran
No, he ain't
back
fucking
into
doing
bed
anything
and
good.
just covered up and started praying.
He wasn't doing that shit when he
that's when
fucking
I
got a
thought.
quadrupled fucking bogey.
I ran into my mother's and father's room, and I slept there all night, and they acted as if nothing was wrong whatsoever.
No, see, that's my nightmare. That's really my nightmare. Oh God! If I were to walk up to an open closet door to close it because I don't allow them to be open, I just don't, and the door fell backward, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably have a heart attack. Absolutely a heart attack. Wildcard line, you're on the air.
Hi, Art.
Hi.
This is Ann from the Springfield, Missouri Ozarks.
Hi, Ann.
And I have a story for you that, a ghost story that completely changed my life.
I bet most ghosts, really, if people who have encounters with ghosts have their lives changed, period. But go ahead.
All right, I'm a Cherokee historic reenactor.
Fucking.
We're called Buck Skinners. We have pre-1840 camps. I own an 18-foot teepee, wear buckskin dresses, cook over the campfire, and sleep on a buffalo robe.
Okay.
In 1994, I attended an 11-day rendezvous. That's what we call our camping event.
Yes.
It was held at Fort Washita, Oklahoma. It was an old Confederate Civil War fort and cemetery. There were about 300 camps, hundreds of people dressed in proper period attire. Sunday was the last day of the rendezvous. Saturday afternoon, we celebrated a lovely wedding of a couple complete with medicine man and ritual ceremonies.
Right.
That night, a group of the wedding party got really partied hardy, drinking and loud drumming into the wee hours of the morning. Sunday morning, people started tearing down their camps. My husband and I decided we'd stay through Sunday night and break camp Monday morning. Everyone else was gone. The guy next to us stayed in his trapper's tent. He decided to stay along with only 2 other lodges. The rest of the 300 camps were gone by Sunday afternoon. Okay, it's now 11 o'clock Sunday night. After finishing a wonderful dinner and sitting around the campfire, my husband decided he'd go up on the hill and get our truck and bring it back to the primitive camp. Well, he was gone. All of a sudden, I started feeling really scared, and I'm not the kind of woman that gets scared easily.
Right.
The hair on my neck was literally standing on end, and I didn't know why. He came back with the truck. I still had on my white buckskin dress and was holding a candle lantern, and I walked to the truck to meet him. He was very nervous himself, saying he felt really strange. From a distance, he said, I looked like a ghost. Suddenly, these birds started flying above our heads, screaming a high-pitched, shrill sound. These were ravens and owls. This was at midnight sharp, okay?
Yes.
And this was totally weird. Ravens and owls don't go flying around at midnight doing this.
No.
By now, a spirit of sadness and remorse had overcome me, and I was crying and sobbing. We started hearing drums all over the area, and these were ghost drums, Art. There wasn't anybody there. Some were nearby, and others were far away, and they were Indian drums beating fast like war drums.
Right.
We got into the teepee. I kept the fire going really strong. We smudged the lodge and said prayers. We could hear waves. We could feel and hear waves of ghosts coming by the teepee all night long, Art.
Well, there's a night of terror for you, and the fast drums too, the war drums.
Everywhere.
That's got to give you the feeling that here it comes, baby.
Yeah, we could hear jingles on the women's dresses like they used to wear.
Right.
Sometimes the drums were right on the other side of our number 10 canvas wall.
And so you lived through the night.
Yes, about 5 o'clock, I suddenly got really tired, 5 o'clock in the morning. I fell asleep with a roaring fire and the candle lantern lit. 30 minutes later, I woke up, Art, to a cold, dark teepee, and the canvas door was gone. I shook my husband and said, my God, wake up. He got up and looked outside the lodge, and the teepee door was twisted and leaning up against the wall of the teepee. Now, that doesn't make any sense. There was no wind, and I had a heavy dowel on the bottom of that teepee door. There was no way that thing lifted up, twisted, and was leaning against there. But the really spooky part, Art, was that the fire was out.
The fire was out, yeah.
And
it was
completely cold.
No, I've got you. Bad night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, that's a wild one.
Fuck, man, are you fucking kidding me? Why is it fucking me over?
Arose around them that night. Lucky to live through that. Yeah. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Yes,
What is your first name?
Lynette.
Lynette, and where are you?
Oklahoma.
Okay.
Much like the last caller.
Right.
And when I was 9 and my little brother was 7, our father owned a service station, which the service station was the front of the building, and the back of the building was our home. And as a lot of old service stations used to be, when they were on a major highway.
America from coast to coast used to be dotted with places where the gas station was out front, house
right,
was in
this
back.
was on Route 66 across the street from the cemetery, across the highway.
Oh, I've traveled that road many times.
And it was a highway that had an overpass, and lots of people were killed there. But we were, my father also owned a restaurant just, maybe 100 yards away from the service station.
Right.
And he and my stepmother were there running it one evening, and my brother and I were home by ourselves. It was a rainy night, and when Dad had closed the service station at about 8, He was very security conscious. He was a much decorated naval man, very no-nonsense kind of guy, not a
for
pure
fuck's
normal
sake.
believing individual.
Sure.
And my brother's bedroom
Look at this shit.
the door was,
Quadruple
his bedroom
bogey.
was the door
Double
that
bogey.
you could go through and go
Bogey.
into the service station.
Cock clicker.
And we were
Fuck
sitting
boy.
on his bed playing something
Fuck.
with our little cars or something, and we heard the door to the service station open, and we knew that wasn't right. And we heard footsteps, and we both looked at the same time, and we looked at the door, the partition door,
Right.
and the doorknob was turning, and it scared us to death. And I ran to my father's bedroom, and I called the restaurant, and I told Dad that someone was in the service station, and he grabbed his pistol, and he came running. And he came in through the back of the house and came forward and unlocked that door and went through, and there was no one there, but we were behind him, and I looked down, and I saw wet footsteps leading from the front door to that door. Dad, I don't think, looked down. He was just checking the service station door.
Yes, of course.
And he saw nothing. And this was the same man that when he died in 1973, after a lengthy illness, he had built a house downtown in the little town of 1,000, and his wife survived him by 3 weeks, and she was the archetypal evil stepmother, had no friends and not a friend of ours. She had 2 girls that took care of her that my dad had hired, and she died 3 weeks later, and we were at the cemetery interring her. And
This could do the backspin right in the hole. Fuck. Come on, this is what I set it up for. Oh, what the fuck? Why is it on the left side? Oh, there goes that bullshit.
She had been ill and hypochondriac all her life, and so it was not unexpected, and she was older. A police officer just simply sent, and they verified that someone died.
Sure.
No big deal. So the police officer was standing there talking to one of these 2 girls, and or I guess to both of them, and then he looked toward the front door, and then he looked at them. He said, "Who was the man that just walked through?" And both of the girls looked at each other, and they looked at him, and they said, "Well, we didn't see anything." What she told me, or both of the girls told me, is that they had seen a man walking from the front door of the house to the back of the house down the hall to this woman's bedroom since my father's death.
Well, there you are. Thank you. That's typical in so many ways. Frequently, when one person, one soulmate dies, the other follows very quickly. And of course, the other aspect of that, again, a police officer there to actually observe this. A lot of cops see these things. A lot of cops. Why? Because they're around extremely stressful situations. Frequently, they are around or close to death and dying because they are called, right? All the time. They're called. So would it surprise you that they would see so many things? Not really. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi. Hello.
Who, me?
You.
Oh, okay, me. Okay.
Yes.
I have a few stories, but I'll just tell you one of them.
Well, give me your best shot. What is your first name?
Heather, and I'm from Susanville. You don't know where that is. It's by Reno.
Yes, I've been to Susan.
Okieville. Yeah, well, anyways. Yeah, they sell Deliverance here.
Uh-huh.
Well, one of the stories I have is some kids were saying, "Oh, there's a slaughterhouse and it's supposed to be haunted," you know. I'm like, "Yeah, right." So I just, me and my boyfriend and one of my other friends went there just to get scared. You don't actually expect to see anything, you know, you just want to get scared. And so we went there one time, we went there a few times. One time, it was like, we usually go there real late because we don't want the neighbors to wake up. And we went out there, and one time in the field, we heard somebody humming, like a lady humming a tune.
Yes.
We were shining the flashlights out there and everything, there was nobody out there. And we were like, oh man, that's kind of weird. And that wasn't really scary, so we left. And then, like, we came back again, and for the last few days we had dared each other to go into the actual slaughterhouse by the house. There was a real big house, and then there was a slaughterhouse. It was like a a shed with a square fence around the front of it.
Right.
And so the guys took their turns going in there, and then it was my turn to go in. And normally the gate was open, and nobody had been there forever. The weeds are like 4 feet tall around everything, so you can tell nobody's been there for years or taking care of it. And the door was stuck open with the weeds. And when it was my turn that night to go, it was the next night, the door was shut, and I'm like, oh, that's just wonderful. So I was already scared. So I'm like, all right, I can do this. So I'm trying to show off, because I was the only chick there. So I opened the door, and I just turned, I go right into the shack part, and I looked, there's just an old mattress and some chicken coop wires, and I was like, oh, this isn't that bad. And then I'm sitting there, and I'm looking around in where the fenced area is, and something to the right of me, the door was on the right, the slaughterhouse door, and the other side was the left, and something from the left started running through the weeds, you couldn't see anything, but it looked like there was something 4 feet tall running through it, and went down this side, went the corner, and it was going towards the door on the other side of the gate. And I was looking at the door waiting for something to just jump out me, and I was about to wet myself, and right before it got to the door, something, right where it first started running, something smashed into the fence, and just goes, and it just shook it back and forth, and the whole fence moved, and I just dropped to my knees and started crying, and I screamed for my boyfriend, and the two chicken shit, excuse my language, guys were in the car with the windows rolled up and the doors locked, and I was screaming for him, and I was crying, I was so scared, because I like getting scared.
And you had to go in yourself.
Yes, well, because we all dare each other, and I went all the way in, and I was scared so bad.
Oh, I can imagine this thing.
I mean, I was like, what the heck was that,
Yeah.
And I didn't know what was going on, because you never expect anything to really happen. And so I was like, oh, and I screamed for my boyfriend. He had to carry me out because I was so scared I couldn't even walk.
What do you think you saw? What do you think that was?
What do you think I was? Well, I was thinking about it, and I don't know, because there was a guy that was bitching at us about, I'm sorry, my language, I'm only 22, I can do that. There was this guy across the street that never wanted us to go there, and he goes, no, this place is not for sale, and no, you can't go there. And the house looked like it had covers all over the furniture in it and stuff. There was another couple things that happened at that place, but I'm sure you're in a hurry to get me off the phone, so I won't tell you that. But
no, you tell a good story.
Oh, well, thank you. Something that ran around it, I don't know what that was, but I was talking to some friends, and since it was a slaughterhouse, and they slaughtered cows there, it sounds like the cow smashed into the gate and was trying to get out. You know what I mean? You know how something goes boom, and it smashed into it and was shaking it back and forth. That's the only thing I can think of.
Do you think...
Maybe a cow trying to get out,
Do you think animals have souls?
I didn't used to, but there's another... Can I tell you something else real quick? I was in my apartment one time, and I was sitting there. It was 8:30 at night, and I was reading a book. I was wide awake, okay? And my boyfriend's in the living room watching TV, and I looked down at the end of my bed, and something, I couldn't see it. 4 little paw prints jump up on the bed like a kitten or a puppy, starts running towards me, and right when it got to my leg, it disappeared. I go, what the hell was that? So I know that wasn't a person. It was obviously a little animal. So I'm assuming that I guess they do. I mean, I don't know if they have souls. I really don't think they do. But I don't know. Maybe animals are like that, too. They don't know if they're dead or not.
Maybe they don't.
That has 9 lives.
All right, thanks for the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a good night. Oh, I think they have souls.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I do. And I know all the arguments that would suggest it can't be, isn't, and the Bible says it cannot be so, and so forth and so on.
Really?
But sorry, I believe differently. I think animals do have souls. I've always thought that.
Shit.
And if you're a real animal person, whether you're a dog person or a cat person or, kangaroo person, whatever it is you fancy, then you know that all animals have separate, distinct, discernible, unmistakable personalities. Real personalities. They have passion. They have love. They have dislikes. They have so many measurable things. They may not have speech, but that's okay. They don't have to talk to you most times for you to understand what it is they think or want or feel. And with so much, with emotions, with so many identifiable intelligence-like traits, well, I think they have souls. I've always thought that, and I suppose I always will. But moreover, I think I have encountered the ghosts of animals. I'm Art Bell. This is Coast to Coast AM.
There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's
high desert, and the great American Southwest. I bid you all good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be across the entire world. In the greatest part of it right now, our part, it's Halloween. Welcome to Ghost 2001. This is a night when all we do is tell ghost stories, nothing else. I know there's a world of things going on out there, but we don't do it on this night. We do one thing only, and we do it very well. We tell ghost stories, real ghost stories, and there's no lack of them ever. Now, I want to qualify this by saying right up front, no lame ghost stories. Only the scariest, most hair-raising ghost stories that a person could ever relate. That's all we're taking. So if yours doesn't meet up with those qualifications, sit back and listen, because there'll be plenty that will. So those are the rules. Those are the only rules. Your ghost story had better be good, and you should be a good storyteller, too. So that's it. That's all we're doing tonight. I'd like to welcome KLYQ in Hamilton, Montana, 1240 on the dial in Hamilton, Montana. Glad to have you on board the network. That's just great as we continue to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. This is an unusual Ghost to Ghost tonight. It is an unusual Halloween. It is the first Halloween full moon since the year 1955, and it is the only one until 19 Halloweens more pass. I believe it is a blue moon. Blue or not, it's the only full one since 55, and the only full one for 19 more years. So that's the agenda tonight. I never have had any doubt that ghosts are real. I know they're real after having presided over this program.
What the
last,
fuck?
I don't know how many years, decade plus many now.
How the fuck did that even go in there?
I guess the question in my mind about ghosts became somewhat moot probably about 4 or 5 years ago. After doing so many of these, and after observing things I have observed, I just came to the conclusion that it obviously is real. There really are ghosts, which means that there is survival of physical death. Anyway, nothing but the prime grade A ghost stories are allowed tonight. So
Alright, well I'm gonna have to switch over to Twitch here.
Are you in possession of?
I guess YouTube is
the best ghost story of all time emblazoned in your mind. If it is, dial. Otherwise, sit back and listen. That's what's coming up. Nothing but ghosts all night long. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Ghost to Ghost AM. One more time, this is your opportunity to phone in.
Alright, clickety clack, clickety click clack, clickety click clack click. I'll be over on Twitch.
Ever heard.
One love, peace.
The scarier, the better. And if it's really, really scary, I'll be really, really